In this episode, we are going to talk about guinea pig accessories, which is basically everything you're going to need for your guinea pig. In the last episode, we talked about appropriate cages. So, this is what you need after you find an appropriate cage. So here we have the Midwest Wabitat. I really like this cage. It is a good quality for the money. It's a good cage for the money. You can always extend it. It's got its extension packs with this brand. This particular cage shown in the image is a 47-inch by 24-inch, I believe. So it is appropriate for 2 sows or 1 boar, which is ideal to start your guinea pig herd. So you will need a scale to measure your guinea pigs. It is super, super important that you have a scale and the correct type of scale. You're going to need to probably go on Amazon and find a food scale that measures in grams. I know I'm in the United States, but guinea pigs, pretty much we only use grams. It's a little bit easier to tell if your guinea pig is losing weight or they're gaining weight. Are they a healthy weight? That kind of thing with measuring them in grams. And then you're going to want to make sure that scale goes up to about 2,500 grams, but not much over that. About 2,500 grams would be about 5 pounds. You don't need anything that is going to measure more than that. The average guinea pig is going to weigh between 1,000 and 2,000 grams, which is 1.5 to 4 pounds. There are a bunch of different types of bedding, different brands, different colors, different textures. These are my favorites. I have used all of these. The paper bedding I particularly like from Carefresh. It is one of the more expensive ones, but I like the texture. My guinea pigs like the texture. It doesn't tend to work as well with the odors as some other brands do. So I like to mix that with a little bit of the Katie lavender, and that seems to work really well. The paper bedding can also be gotten from Frisco, Katie, Oxbow. There's some other brands, but those are my favorites. We have Aspen bedding. Guinea pigs cannot use cedar, red cedar bedding. It will kill them. There are toxins in that cedar. That cedar oil is very, very bad for their respiratory systems and their skin. Pine can have the same thing as the cedar with the pine oil, unless that pine has been kiln dried. And not all of the bags say if the pine has been kiln dried. So it's honestly just easier and better for peace of mind to use aspen bedding. It's about the same price. It does the same absorbency. Honestly, they usually can make the aspen bedding finer. Well, they can do that with the pine, but it's usually easier to find a finer chipped aspen. It's better for small animals. You can also get various reusable type of liners for cages. They're really commonly that 24 by 48 inch in size because that's the size of most of the cages. That's the standard guinea pig size. That also should fit most Midwest cages. And then some guinea pigs are able to litter box train. So I like to use the pelleted pine bedding from Tractor Supply. It's actually for horses. I use it for my horses, my rabbits, and my cats here in my household and on my farm. But you can also use that for guinea pigs. So there are a few types of hides. Actually, there's many types of hides, but here we're going to discuss a few of my favorite types of hides. Hide, house, huts, whatever you want to call it. I call them hides. I really like the Katie brand igloos. I also like that they come in blue, green, pink, and purple. And they also come in those same colors with a glitter version. I love glitter, so I really like the glitter ones. Usually when you order those, it's kind of random as to what color you're going to get sent. And then I have the two sizes there, large and extra large. I would not get anything smaller than a large for a guinea pig. That giant size, they say it's rabbit sized. I really don't think it's rabbit sized, and I have small rabbits. My rabbits are Holland Lops, and my Hollands are, 3 pounds, and they wouldn't fit in that. I also really like the Katie Chin Hut. I had one for my chinchilla Oliver until he destroyed it. It did last about a year and a half, though. Guinea pigs also like that because they can chew on it, and it's not going to hurt them like that plastic would if they ingested it. I also really like the oxbow hay hides or hay tunnels or hay bungalows. They can eat those as in addition to interacting with them either by a tunnel or using it as a hide. The bungalow version of that oxbow hay tunnel is really good for stuffing and using as a forage box for guinea pigs. I also really like the oxbow anti-pill fleece. My guinea pigs really like going in there. We give them all an oxbow anti-pill fleece in the winter, especially because we like it cold, so it gets a little chilly for them, and that anti-pill fleece is actually double layered and they love it. There are a bunch of different types of water bottles that you can find in the pet store, Walmart, Amazon, wherever you get your pet supply, you can find a water bottle. These are just the water bottles that I personally like. I really like the Lixit brand. They seem to be really good quality. They don't leak a lot. They can, but mine typically don't. They also come in purple, and I just really like purple as well. But I try to get them in glass. I try and get glass water bottles if possible. They seem to last a little bit longer before the rubber pieces in the nozzle part start to tear up. So that's just kind of my take on water bottles. It really doesn't matter as long as they don't leak and they have access to them. If you have a guinea pig, it's a good idea to go ahead and stock up on water bottles because odds are you're probably going to get home and at least one of them is going to leak. So my rule of thumb with guinea pigs and water bottles is you want one water bottle per guinea pig plus one. So if you have one guinea pig in a cage, you want one water bottle plus one. If you have two guinea pigs in there, you want one for each, so that's two plus one for 3 water bottles. Feeders. I don't use plastic feeders. They can be chewed up, which I don't like. They get that nasty scratched plastic look, and they also can hold germs and bacteria in the plastic that a ceramic or stainless steel bowl would not do. So I use ceramic or stainless steel. The stainless steel is better if you're a particularly clumsy person or you have children. That way the ceramic doesn't hit the floor and go into 1,000 pieces. Hay racks. I either recommend no hay rack, so hay just loose in the cage or in like an oxbow bungalow for a forage box, or to use this metal hay rack. I really like these metal hay racks. They are from Critterware. I find them on Amazon. Sometimes you can find them on Chewy, but normally Amazon. I really like them because they keep the hay on the outside of the cage. So that means that the hay isn't taking away from space inside the cage, and there's less hay wasted. A lot of people don't like hay racks, so if you are anti-hay rack, then just put it in the bottom of the cage. Just have a designated spot in the cage for hay to be. The other issue with hay not being in a hay rack is guinea pigs really like to use it as a toilet. They will go in their hay. It's just part of being a guinea pig, and that causes a lot of wasted hay. On top of the fact you don't necessarily know that they've used it as a toilet, and then you think, oh, well, they have all this hay in there, so why aren't they eating it? They must be full. They must not want any more hay. This helps eliminate that, and I typically use 2 of these per guinea pig. on my fully grown adult guinea pigs. On a baby guinea pig, definitely just one, but also on a baby guinea pig, I typically don't even use these. I just put it in the cage itself. Toys. There are a zillion of them. Most of them, in my opinion, are not safe for your guinea pig to have. Your guinea pig does not need a salt block or mineral block. Your guinea pig does not need a salt block or mineral chew. They do not need it. I really like Oxbow brand, as you probably can tell by this video and my other videos if you have seen those. Oxbow brand is generally a really safe brand for small animals. Not always, but usually. I really like these toys. These are good toys for your guinea pigs. The one here on the left is sticks. Those are just apple sticks. Any type of apple stick toy is really good for your guinea pig. They also really like apple sticks. The other three are very similar in the fact that they are made for you to stuff foraging items into. So I'll show you all what foraging treats looks like in a couple slides, but they're not made for you to just put in there. You have to add stuff to them in order for your guinea pig to use those toys. And you may say, well, my guinea pig just chews on it. Well, that's great, but that's not what the toy is intended to do. You're not fully utilizing that toy, and the foraging toys are essential to your guinea pig's mental health. Okay, so some other things you need to pick up for your guinea pig is Oxbow vitamin C. They must have it. Must have it. You must give them one of those tablets every single day. And generally, when I start giving them the Oxbow vitamin C, they don't necessarily like it or want to willingly take it from you. It may take a few weeks to a few months for them to adjust to eating that vitamin C tablet every day. It's not a huge deal. They will eventually learn to take it from your hand and eat it like immediately. The other Oxbow treats I also really like. They are basically just hay that's been ground up, and then they add some fruits or vegetables to it, and then they bake it into a little guinea pig cookie, and they're super healthy for your guinea pigs. I really like these three that are on here. They come in other flavors. My guinea pigs love the bell pepper ones. Love the bell pepper ones. There's also a strawberry one where it's little freeze dried strawberry chunks. They also really enjoy those as well. Some other treats that are not Oxbow brands. I also really like the Naturals by Rosewood and the Selective Naturals. There's a bunch of other flavors. The Selective Naturals comes in, I believe, a few different shapes. There's like the little circles. I think there's hearts, and there's also sticks. And then the Rosewood Naturals comes in like these little plastic bags of like foraging items or foraging foods, treats. I call that the foraging treats. I use that type of item or that type of product in my foraging toys. I also like to take a little bit of that and sprinkle it in their hay, and that just helps to encourage that natural foraging behavior. It's really good for their mental health. It encourages them to eat their hay, which is essential to their being, which we'll talk about in a later episode. So this is how I would set up a cage for 2 female guinea pigs. I would do 2 food bowls for pellets, 1 for each guinea pig. You want to do at least 2 water bottles, if not a third. And then you want to have at least 2 hay racks, if not a third or fourth. You want to make sure you have a variety of toys. You want to have chew sticks, and then you want to have foraging toys. You also want to have a variety of hides. So I picked 3 different types of hides for this setup. I have that Katie Igloo, that purple plastic on the right, and then I have the Chin Chilla Katie brand for chinchillas, this wood block on the left. They can chew on that, and that wood is safe for them to chew on. Then that in the middle, we have that oxbow hay tunnel. And again, that's something that they can eat. But both the Katy chinchilla box and the oxbow tunnel, and then the oxbow bungalow, which is not pictured here, I would stuff those with hay for them to forage in, and then take some of that foraging treat and sprinkle that within that hay and also their hay racks. If anyone has any questions, please let me know, and don't forget to like and follow.